Do you have a business that you want to promote live on our show? Send all inquiries to speakup757@yahoo.com.
All right. One thing I want to emphasize is that this is not just about us. This is mainly about you. I want to show by initiative that we speak up. It's just in us. We want you to show if you are timid or if you need assistance, we're here to help you. You know what I'm saying? We're here to bring forth your voice. We've lived the reality up to this age where we're not represented. Because our people really got to breathe. You know what I'm saying? We got to really air out what's going on right now.
He wants us to breathe. I need to breathe. So let's go.
Oh yeah, baby, this is Teref'EL, Indigenous Media. 2015, we'll be merging this magnetic science with our art. You know, we're going to be displaying the brothers and sisters' art along with the science of magnetism, in addition with Nuwapu, Wu Nuwapic, Get Ready, Can't Stop Us, Didn't See It Coming, Argon Sul, Indigenous Media, NGO 37801, We Can Breathe, Oxygen, Here We Come, baby.
Sure, I can agree with that. The reason being that they are so associated until all of the oxygen contact with the surface
AVS
of the
Media
water,
Demo.
when the water is moving, the water is at its anomaly point. The anomaly point is the point just before it freezes. And when water moves, the mechanical heat that is generated by the movement of the water
AVS Media Demo.
it heats up the gases in the water. That's why they call it mechanical heat. It heats up the gases, but the heat that warms the gases is taken from the water, so it causes the water to chill down. So thermal heat and
AVS
mechanical
Media
heat are
Demo.
just the opposite. And when the water moves, when the water is moving in current, it chills down because of mechanical heat to the anomaly point, which is 39 degrees centigrade, at which time all of the
AVS Media Demo.
with the surface of the water goes into the water, losing its mass and its volume. Right? Now, that is a very, very strong association. So I find it difficult to
AVS Media Demo.
recognize that, okay, all right, I got you. Here we are. You are correct. I tell you why. Because everything other than oxygen that constitutes the air is
AVS Media Demo.
It is the opposite polarity. Like the nitrogen and the helium and the argon and all the other gases, all of those are feminine creative energies.
Exactly.
So the air, other than the oxygen,
AVS Media Demo.
of the opposite polarity from water. But oxygen and ozone, which are major constituents of water, are of the same polarity.
AVS Media Demo.
Right. What I wanted to say was that when we're using water in two different ways. So let me just clarify, just so we, I know that you can break water down, and I know that water has a polarity because everything has
AVS
a
Media
polarity.
Demo.
But when I'm talking about water as being opposite the process of air, I mean as far as the raw element of water. It's to me, when you say water, I know you correlated water being the substance that creates protein, so it's in protein.
AVS Media Demo.
Water.
Well, no, I don't. I just see it just as 6 molecules of H2O in a hydrogen ring with no chemicals in it. That's water.
AVS Media Demo.
Once you got chemicals in it, you no longer have water. You're dealing with something else entirely, right? So most of the fluid in the body is not water, you know.
AVS Media Demo.
You consider that's not water in the body?
Any fluid that has a single ion of any chemical of any sort and of any origin in it. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's salt, it is no longer water. Water and salt
AVS
is not
Media
water.
Demo.
Water and salt is a low density aqueous solution of water and salt. And the only water that goes into the cells is absolutely pure water that has nothing in it. That's what my water is.
AVS Media
And I had to
Demo.
make that water because the earth cannot produce water like that anymore.
Have escalated. The rest of the League is spread thin, saving lives across the globe.
It's Black Beetle's MFDs, the magnetic field disruptors that reach seated in multiple locations across the Earth. They're causing a deterioration of the planet's magnetic field, which in turn is causing these not-so-natural disasters. I can locate all the MFDs, but each is defended by Beetle Tech drones programmed to run interference until the MFD can build up enough steam to go chrysalis and end the world.
Plus the change in the magnetic field. The induced EMF will be proportional to the number of loops in a coil. This is mechanical, so you got to study this. Example: a magnetic field produces electric field induced voltage. A current oscillating up, down a wire that will produce an oscillating magnetic field, and the oscillating magnetic field will induce an electric field. The electric field around the wire will vary with time and produce a magnetic field. A change in electric field will produce changes in a magnetic field, and a self-sustaining wave of varying electricity plus magnetism propagates into space. The oscillating current in the wire is the oscillating current. This is another point, so let me stop so the thought doesn't seem concurrent. The oscillating current in a wire is a radio transmitter. Next point. Light speed is set by properties of electromagnetism. That is, speed of light is connected to the permittivity of free space. That is, in parentheses, electric capacitor, EO, in parentheses, and the permeability of free space measured by a magnetic solenoid symbol. Now, there was an experiment in 1886 that showed that an electromagnetic wave generated by the discharge across a spark gap could be picked up by a receiver consisting of a copper wire plus a brass spear. The speed of electrically generated waves was the speed of light. That is a point. Next point. The speed of light is set by properties of electromagnetism. That is, speed of light is connected to the permittivity of free space, in parentheses, measured by a magnetic solenoid symbol. This, I just made that point right there. Now, but if you turn around and double the number of loops, now by doubling the length of wire used, and so what you end up doing is doubling the resistance. So the induced current would not increase when loops area is added. Now, going back into another usage of magnetism, we had, we had magnetic, when we had tape cassettes, that had a magnetic head. And what happened dealing with that, data consisted of a coil of wire attached to some current sensitive. All right, today is December the 25th, 2014. Gonna go in on trust and language. Just to get straight to it, when we think about language, there's a lot of components that go into language. There's components that deal with the purpose of language, the intent, how language is supposed to be used, the context which is supposed to be used, the tonation that goes behind the expression of language. Now, what part does language have to do with trust? Normally, a people, whether it's a clan, tribe, nation, or whatever words that's synonymous to those words, the language is held in confidence. What do you mean by that? The language, there's specifics in language that deals with the various aspects of that culture or community's lifestyle. For instance, hunting or communication per danger. There is certain words that are used only for specific situations. There's words that are used for quote-unquote spiritual, soulful, or religious or ancestral communication. It is not intended, the language is not intended for parties or people that are not initial members of that culture or society. Now, again, continuing to make the reference with the word trust. People that have a language, they trust each other in the communication of that language. They trust that what they say will be held in confidence, and how they say and the intent of what they say is held in confidence. If you, for an example, again, if you are of one tribe or culture and you go to another tribe or culture, the women and the elders will be hesitant to give you the expressions that are held dear in their language. You might be able to communicate certain remedial communications, but things that are held within that language, it is not readily exposed. It's held sacred. Sacred is synonymous with the word trust. Something that someone holds, which means the community is as trustees. So even with the English language, a lot of times Nubians convert the English dialect to what is called slang in order to have a unique and significant way of communicating in between each other. So, for example, when we speak to each other, we have an ancient or ancestral reference of communicating, where the normal greetings to people is hello or hi or so forth in that manner. We normally might say what's up. Reason why we might say what's up is it is a what you call a bilateral communication. What's up is significance to the deities or anything divine that is above. What's up also means what is the current or the topic that is up for discussion. So what we would do is we would communicate an entire thought within a certain amount of words. So when we say what's up for discussion, instead of us saying what's up for discussion every time that we meet each other, we might just say what's up. What's up with you? You know what I'm saying? So also, you know what I'm saying, is another manner of the trust dialect that Nubians carry within the English dialect. That's because when we're communicating with each other, we look for confirmation for the discernment in our communication with each other. So we might end a phrase with, you know what I'm saying. That way that we're making sure that we get the point across. Normal people that are speaking the English language is not going to use, you know what I'm saying, at the end of a phrase. Okay, again, to sum it all up is that another reason why it's a trust or a sacredness is because we have confirmed that words and language has a power to it. Words, language, it has a power, which means there are very, very significant intentions that are put into the formation of words that make up a phrase within a language. Again, there's power and there's intent, and there is purpose of the reason why a certain letters are conjuncted together. These things is also for the protection of the people, which in trust you would say the beneficiaries. So languages sometimes are developed within a small communal setting, which will be considered the grand tours, and the people, knowing the significance and the importance of what identifies them specific from any other species of beings, are held responsible as the trustees, and this is passed down to the children in order to have that classified or the uniqueness per their language. Okay, so you could have people that look the same, but their trust and their equity, their language is considered equity, or what we want to call like a momentum or things held sacred. So people could look the same but not have privy to the same language, because certain languages used also amongst different class of people. So there's different professions that are within cultures that develop certain language specifically for those professions. And again, if you are of another species, then, you know, you not knowing the context in which to use certain things is a violation of even, you know, making an effort to breach the sincerity of the intent of that other culture's language. So again, language is held in trust. Language is held sacred, and this is a held expression amongst the men, which may be considered the protectors, the women, and them raising and rearing children, and the children, in their own unique way of communicating with other children of their species. So this is part one of trust and language.
Yes, this is AU Gansu 2015 coming at you from the Seers, Tarif Unc L in the proper noun, involuted, tyrosinase, photonic L inventor as the adjective and the verb as a verbal action coming through AU Gansu. All, all for God. Gansu is God's office on earth coming to you with the science of magnetism, specifically for the seers, involution. Join us, MURISHGANSUL.com, MorishGansul.com. Check for us, AU Gansul Facebook page.